Hey there, this is attorney Sarah Holmes of Holmes Business Law P.C. We are a business and trademark law firm that also offers general counsel subscription services to business owners. Today we are talking about the 6 things you must know before you sell your business. There are a lot of things that you should really be doing if you want to put your business up for sale. The reason is if you think you're going to sell your business, a buyer is going to really come in and dig around and see what they can find about your business before they decide if they want to buy it, number 1, and number 2, what they're willing to pay for it. So if your business is a mess, if you haven't looked at anything in a while, if you haven't filed taxes in 10 years, those are all bad things that could really devalue your business or actually make it impossible for it to sell. So what you got to think about is, number 1, cleaning up the finances in your business. That means making sure all your books and records are up to date. If you have a bookkeeper, making sure that your last several years of books are all neat and tidy. If you need to get taxes filed, if you're on extensions, you really want to make sure that you are up to date with all your taxes. That means income taxes that your business owes. That means any local taxes that your business owes. That means sales tax that your business might owe to the state. All those things need to be current and up to date and really in good shape before you even think about selling your business. So number 1 is always go through the finances, go through the books, go through the taxes, and make sure that is all clean and nice and neat. All right, second thing that you have to do if you want to sell your business is, how do you come up with a number? Like, come up with a valuation. So evaluation can be done in a number of different ways. One is you could go to a professional like a CPA, or you could go to a valuation firm, or you could ask your accountant and have someone really help you come up with a number as to what your business might be worth and what you could expect to sell it for, whether it's to a third party on the open market or if you're going to sell to a key employee. Those could actually be different numbers. So second is figuring out what's the business worth and how much can you ask for that business to be for sale, right? The listing price. The third thing you want to start thinking about is your intellectual property in the business, the IP. So what things do you own and what things have you bothered to protect in the right way, such that a buyer now is going to be reassured as to the value of what they're buying. So if you never bothered trademarking your business name, if you never bothered trademarking the logo or a slogan, and if those are important things to a buyer, you might have some issues if you never actually took steps to protect those things. So having a list of the intellectual property assets that you have and what protections you have for them could make your business either more valuable to a buyer or less valuable if you don't have those things in place. Or the fourth thing actually is a lease. If you have a business that is leasing space, especially if it's a business where that lease and that location is critical to your business. So you either have a retail business, maybe you have a restaurant, it's some type of business where the location is really something that that buyer wants to buy. Getting out your lease terms and knowing what's allowed under the lease is also going to be a really important part of the process. Most commercial leases will prohibit you from just assigning or subleasing that space to someone else. So if you sell your business, you have to think if that lease allows you to either just transfer it to a new owner, or if a new owner more likely is going to have to get their own lease or have the lease assigned to them with the landlord's permission. Another thing is how much time is left on the lease. If you own a restaurant, for example, where your location is very critical, as it is with most restaurants, and you only have 6 months or a year left on your lease, sometimes even 2 years, that may not be an attractive business to purchase for a buyer because they're not sure that they can actually get that lease and keep operating at the same location. So figuring out your lease terms is also a critical step before you want to sell your business. Next, the 5th step would be pulling out your contracts. What type of critical contracts does your business have, and what are the terms of those? So if you're selling a business where, let's say it's a landscaping business, right? And you have annual contracts with all your customers. Those contracts are really important for a buyer because that's almost the entire value of the business that they're likely to buy. So if you're doing landscaping and every summer you have 400 contracts of places you're going to service with your business, those are great, and again, pull those out and look at the terms. A buyer's going to need to know whether they can just take those contracts over because they're the new owner, or whether they have to go and have all those contracts assigned to them. And also they're going to need to figure out what's the value of the contracts. That will help them with the value of the business. Finally, the 6th part of before you sell your business is looking carefully at your employees. So What employees do you have? What do they cost? Do you have any outstanding claims that employees have against you? Do you have temporary employees? Do you have unemployment claims outstanding? And really getting a sense of how much that would cost a new buyer as well, because that's also a critical piece that a buyer would be asking about. So in short, if you want to sell your business, those are the 6 steps that you should take before you put it up for sale or before you start thinking about it. If you need help selling a business, buying a business, feel free to reach out to our office. Our number is 215-482-0285. Thanks.